Thank you for choosing the SNL Fan Podcast, and I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And in this installment of the SNL Fan Podcast, basically what I want to do is review the Kerry Washington Eminem episode that aired November 2nd. But before I do that, I want to give a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Southeast Hip Hop Magazine. Southeast Hip Hop Magazine is a great digital magazine with all kinds of great content. They have music reviews, mixtape reviews, interviews of rising artists, things like that. And the primary focus of Southeast Hip Hop Magazine is the southeast region of the United States. They're basically covering the arts and entertainment scene, the underground hip hop scene in the southeast states, like Florida, North and South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, that whole area. And they also interview mainstream artists as well, and throw in some music reviews from artists from other regions. But the primary focus of Southeast Hip Hop Magazine is basically to highlight the what's going on in the Southeast as far as hip-hop and music and things like that. And definitely check it out. I'm going to put the link in the information box below so you can do that. And enough about Southeast Hip-Hop Magazine. Let's get on to this review. First, I want to start off with the cold opening, because, of course, the show starts off with the cold opening. This was a good way to address, what's been going on with Saturday Night Live as far as all this press and controversy and this whole thing about them not having a black woman in the current cast of SNL. And that, you can go on the Huffington Post and all these other blogs and all these other things, Dr. Boyce Watkins and Black Vibes and Black Voices, and that's pretty much what all the bloggers and podcast people are talking about right now, as far as SNL. That there is no black women in the cast right now. And, and I like how they addressed it with this skit. And, also Kenan Thompson, he got some heat on him for saying that they never find ones that are ready. And I'm still going to make my podcast talking about Kenan Thompson. I haven't done that yet, but I'm still going to do that. By the time I do, it's going to be old news. They're going to actually have a black woman in the cast, so I need to hurry up. But yeah, I like the way they kind of stepped outside themselves and kind of addressed it, and because SNL doesn't really break that wall often, and it's good that they did, and because I remember back in the early '90s they did a skit. I think it was a Twin Peaks parody or something like that, and it was back when only Jan Hooks and Victoria Jackson were the only female cast members. At that time, this was before they hired Julia Sweeney, the woman that does It's Pat, and and they made a joke like, oh yeah, Jan Hooks got to hurry up and change because we don't have enough women on the show to play the other women. So it kind of reminded me of that in a way. And I liked that Kerry Washington, she played Michelle Obama, and then turned around and came back and played Oprah Winfrey. It was good. It was pretty cool. And then, the teleprompter thing going up, talking about, kind of explaining the situation. That was funny. You know what? Steve Higgins' voice is just funny to me. Like the way he talks and his voice sounds like he could just read. He can read a menu and it would sound funny to me. The way he delivers things, he's perfect for things like that. And it was also funny how they talked about, we'll try to hire a black woman, unless we fall in love with another white guy. And then they had all the current, all the new white male cast members come out as Matthew McConaughey. You know what I'm saying? It's good. I hope they do hire a black woman very soon too, and I hope they hire one from my list of 24. And if you're listening to this podcast, definitely check out the list of 24 black women that I recommended for SNL. I'm going to put those links in the information box below, too, if I'm not too lazy to do it. But yeah, definitely check that out. It was a good way to address it. I was really feeling it, Moving right along to the monologue, Kerry Washington did her thing. This is one of the funniest monologues they had this season so far, in my opinion. Yeah, Miley Cyrus's monologue was cool too, but But yeah, I really liked how they did, how they kind of picked that scandal a little bit. Um, and I also like how Bobby Moynihan is becoming that kind of go-to guy as far as what they do in the cold opening. Like, I mean, not cold, in the monologue. Like, how he kind of has to come out and talk to the host and things like that. You know, it was pretty cool. Kerry Washington was definitely funny in it. The next skit though, oh my god, it was terrible, in my opinion. Nasim Pedrad, she has this I guess this new character called Heshi, and she's like this Middle Eastern woman who's a motivational speaker who's not, who's kind of have, I guess, lives like a modest lifestyle, but she's talking as if she's you know, like that Robert Kiyosaki guy who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. The way she's talking, in my opinion, it was just very corny, and I'm glad that Nasim actually, she's getting more airtime, because that was one of my biggest complaints last season. I felt like Nasim Pedrad is one of the funniest women in the cast right now, and they're not really using her. And then and now this season she's doing crap. This wasn't. I hope this character does not come back. The only good thing about this skit was Kerry Washington's character. She played the typical, stereotypical neck rolling, sassy black woman, smacking her lips, popping her gum, and just she was kind of sexy looking though. I got to say that. I definitely got to say that. But Kerry Washington, I mean, she's very attractive anyway. You could sling mud on her face and she'll still look good. But yeah, a lot of people were hooting and hollering when Kerry Washington came out too. That was pretty much the only thing that was good about this particular skit. I just was not feeling it, and I think this might be the second or maybe the third time that Nasim Pedrad actually played a Middle Eastern character, because she's Middle Eastern herself, and and she usually plays white women. She does impressions of white women, and and her characters like Jane Smith, type characters. But I don't know, playing a Middle Eastern woman or not. I'm glad that she's getting more airtime, but no, not like this. Oh yeah, also going back to the cold opening, I forgot to mention, it was good to see Al Sharpton come out and say, what did we learn about this skit? Absolutely nothing. Live from New York. That was a good little thing too. But yeah, let me go back. Moving right along. Oh, another thing I want to say too. I should have wrote better notes. I'm kind of just going off the, Mike O'Brien, man, in that skit. You know what? Mike O'Brien in any skit, he sucks. See, this is what makes me mad. They have all these white guys, and I mean, if you're gonna get if you're not, oh my God, there's black women who are way funnier than the new guys they hired. I'm like Indira Wilson, Nyima Funk, Melanie Mosley, did I say Darmirra Brunson already? Darmirra Brunson, Robin Thede. They could have got them people. And instead, they have Mike O'Brien. I don't get his opinion. Why they like him so much? I don't get it, man. I just don't get it, because he cannot act. Like, he's not, like, he just seems awkward in everything he's in. His delivery is bad. He misses his cues. He has no expressions, no kind of movements, nothing. I mean, he is just whack. And I mean, anything I'm saying on this podcast, I say it to his face too. I would say this to Mike O'Brien's face. I'd love to interview him though. Great guy. But this is, oh my God, man, this is not good. I mean, this is not good, for real. And there's people like Indira Wilson and Leshay Tomlinson Boyce, who, if they were on SNL, if they played, you don't even need a white guy to play his roles. Just switch him out with like Leshay Tomlinson, and she would murder it. All she'd have to have 2 lines, and it'd be way funnier than anything Mike O'Brien does. I'm gonna talk about him later. I gotta make a separate podcast talking junk about him. Because I'm gonna do it. come on, y'all gotta be. We're looking at the same show. I can't be the only one that's seeing this, you know. But let me just go on to the next skit. The next skit has gotten a lot of attention. They did a parody of What Does the Fox Say, and you know Jay Pharaoh is he did a spin on it like What Does My Girl Say, and it was funny. It was funny, kind of a cool little digital short. I guess you got to look at the What Does the Fox Say video and then look at this video to really kind of grasp it like that. Because I wasn't really. I mean, to be real with you, it's so much stuff on the internet, so many YouTube videos. It's kind of hard to really see them all. When they did this, I was kind of like, I think I saw this video, but I don't know exactly what they're. Let me look at it again, and then I went back and saw it. I was like, okay, that's Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. I like it more because Jay Pharaoh is doing something other than Denzel Washington or Will Smith. It's good to actually see him, having something to do other than just doing an impression of a black celebrity. But I mean it was cool. It was cool. I'm gonna just say that, The next skit, How's He Doing? It was one of the funniest skits in this episode. I remember they did it last time when Maya Rudolph hosted. And it's pretty much, Kenan Thompson, and he plays this host of this show. And it looked like Kenan wanted to laugh at his own jokes a little bit, didn't it? Where basically it's a talk show where they basically, kind of review President Barack Obama and what he's doing for the country, and the joke about it is, no matter what, he still has the black vote. We're still going to support him. And Kenan Thompson throws out these kind of bizarre questions and these scenarios that, okay, now check this. What if Barack Obama, I was about to call Barack Obama Jay Pharaoh. What if Barack Obama was on a rooftop sniping people and killing everybody? Does he still have your support? Well, I hate that he's killing all those people. But yes, he does. I still support the president. You know what I'm saying? And he keeps coming up with other kind of bizarre examples, and they still support him no matter what. Okay, what if Barack Obama smacked your mama and said, and gave you a death threat? I tell my mom to say, walk it off. Barack Obama still has no support. Little things like that. It's funny. I like it, and it kind of reminds me of kind of the things that, it kind of reminds me of a skit they would have done back in the golden era, back in the late 70s, when Garrett Morris and Dan Aykroyd and them were in the cast. It kind of reminds me of something they would have done back then, the feel of it, Let's see, moving right along to the Miss Universe Moscow skit. That was funny. Nasim Pedrad redeemed herself. She was funny in it. All the women were funny in it, actually. And you know what? It's not. They weren't funny just because because of the accents or anything. Because laughing at accents, that's so kindergarten. That's kindergarten humor. But what was funny about this skit was the jokes and the way the women were acting. And what really made me mad, excuse me, what really made me laugh, I need to learn words. What really made me laugh was Kerry Washington, doing Miss Uganda, and she was like, who am I? What is they? Who is this? What are they? That accent and just asking those questions, that made me laugh because back in 2002, I used to have cornrows. And one time I went to an African braiding place, so they could, tighten up my hair, and it kind of reminded me of some of the women that were in there. What is this? Who is they? What is that? like this is real, Kate McKinnon's part was funny too. How she ran. How she was. She had that fun around her nose. And she ran up and kissed Nasim Pedrad, and Nasim Pedrad was like, "Oh my gosh, she had a really long tongue." And then she grabbed her stomach. I was like, wait, what? The tongue went all the way down the stomach or something? See, sometimes actions are funnier than words, and Michael Brien needs to learn that from the rest of the kid. He needs to learn. He needs to take a class or something. You know, I mean, to my understanding, he was actually in Second City. How did they let him? Did he? How did he? Well, anyway, I'll talk about him later. But going back to the skit, that was funny. You know, actually, you know what I think? McKinnon just wanted to kiss Nasim. That's all it was. Let's see. What else was funny in this skit? Vanessa Bayer was funny in it too, for a change. You know, she's often not. She has more misses under her belt than hits. Vanessa's best year was her first season. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Because you know, Vanessa Bayer, man, oh my God. But anyway, she was funny in the skit, especially the line about okay, well, I can't do her accent. She was like, I want to say to my 10 children, go to bed. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Go to factory. You know, said that was funny. You know. Okay. Let me go into the next skit. Well, actually, you know, like I said, I don't review the music. You know, Eminem performed. And it was great. It was also good to see Rick Rubin too. You know, it doesn't do too many appearances like that, so it was a good, pleasant surprise. But Eminem did his thing. But I just want to say this: didn't it kind of look like Eminem was lip syncing? He didn't seem like he was performing. Was he really performing? I don't know, man. Am I the only one that's seeing this? Did y'all see that too? I mean, I know Eminem's like the rap god. You know, you can't really. You know, it's like, you know, I think the mafia is listening to this podcast. They go get me. You know what I'm saying, for saying something about Eminem. But it looked like it was a Britney Spears performance, man. I don't know, man. What do y'all think? Post your comments in the comment section. I hope the mafia. I might have to delete this part of the of the podcast. You know, Eminem. You know, he got You know, I thought Bruno Mars fans were crazy, but anyway, everybody's an Eminem fan though. So I mean, you know. But anyway, moving on to Weekend Update. That was great. It was great, and it's good to finally see Cecily Strong do her own thing and quit trying to impersonate Seth Meyers. You know, and she has her own voice now. You know, her jokes were funny. I also like how she reacted to the jokes, where she was like, "What was funny about that?" or something like that. She said her little like, she'll tell the joke and kind of look confused that somebody laughed at it. Like, Cecily is definitely, you know, finding her way now. You know, what's another part of Weekend Update? Oh yeah, I also like that Chupacabra joke too, where it said they just found out that it was just a man in a shirt. that was funny. Jay Pharaoh and Kenan Thompson's bit, that was funny too. You know, Jay Pharaoh and Shaquille O'Neal. they were picking at Shaquille O'Neal kind of hard there, weren't they? And I always like it when Kenan Thompson does Charles Barkley, man. Especially that little gambling French joke. That was funny. I mean, Kenan Thompson should do that more often. I mean, he's done it quite a bit, but he should definitely. His Charles Barkley is good. I definitely like watching that. You know, let's see what else happened on this show. Oh yeah. I also want to give praise to the cartoon catchphrase skit. That was good. It was good. Whoever wrote this skit, they need a raise. They need a raise or a pat on the back or something, because it was good. The writing was good. See, what I liked about this skit is that it had a nice little, like, it wasn't predictable, you know, because sometimes you look at a skit and you know where they're going with this. Like, they give the joke away, like, at the beginning of the skit. It was like it was building up the better jokes, and plus they had layered jokes in it. I liked it, you know. Even Kerry Washington's character's name, Melanie Griffish, even that was funny. But Taron Killam, man, he did his thing in this skit. How he was, you know, he was cheating on 80 Bryant's character, and 80 Bryant, oh my gosh, he just It was funny. It was so funny. Like, you know, it just kept getting funnier too. Like, you know, with each, I don't know, like each line just kept getting better and better, man. And it was like, it was kind of, and it, you know, another thing too, like it was kind of, different, but it wasn't like different, like far out different. Cause, you know, they do sketches like, I hate it when they do sketches to be strange just for the sake of being strange, you know? But this wasn't like really a strange skit. It was like it made sense, but it was just like, it just had a different rhythm than what Saturday Night Live has been doing recently. And they need to definitely keep doing more things like this. You know, it was so refreshing to see a skit like this that I was I almost like, am I watching SNL? What happened? Oh my God, they kind of, you know, yeah. They see this is the kind of stuff SNL needs right here. You know. Okay, enough about that skit. Let me go on to the next one. The Daniel Fry, the Principal Fry skit. This was kind of, in my opinion, this was one of the worst ones. Well, actually, no. The first time he did it was the worst. Like, I was like, no, this is not good. But my favorite one was when Christina Applegate hosted. That was the funniest one, the little Halloween one. And then the one with Justin Bieber hosted. That was a little funny too. The one, you know, the Valentine's Day dance one. That was funny. But this one, man, this was kind of stale. Like, this is like, okay, you need to retire this character now. Cause, and I don't think anybody really likes it that much. It's like they tolerate it. It's not like, you know, like, it's not one of those characters like one of those Kristen Wiig characters where when Kristen Wiig, all she has to do is walk out and then everybody starts cheering. This ain't it. Like, this ain't Jay Farrell's Kristen Wiig character. Like, he needs to, I mean, this is cool. It kind of gets you, this is one of those characters you kind of get your feet wet, kind of get something under your belt, something on your resume. But, you need to start doing better characters than this. You know, and Principal Fry, man, he needs to die. You know what I'm saying? You know, cause this is done. You done kind of jumped the shark with this one. And Kerry Washington's character was kind of funny, but it seemed like it didn't really, she didn't really add much to it. You know, it's kind of, they could have did this skit without Kerry Washington. You know what I'm saying? It would have still been kind of, I mean, it still would have been bad either way, but it was just nothing really. The only thing funny, and the only thing really, really, really funny about this skit was Vanessa Bayer at the beginning talking about the, kind of opening it up, and hey, you know, it's going to be freezing tonight because Vanessa Bayer's been funny twice in this episode. That's twice as funny she's usually in an episode. No, man, Vanessa Bayer's not that bad, you know. But I don't know. But yeah. It just, yeah. I'm not gonna go on and on and on about that skit. I'm going to the next one. Oh yeah, like I said, I don't review the music, even though I did say something about Eminem. It seemed like he was lip syncing. The Date or Diss skit, that was funny. Because it seems like those MTV dating shows are kind of like that. Like the women kind of, the girls or whatever, they kind of look into the camera and kind of say something smart. You know, and when I say smart, I mean kind of smart alecky, you know, kind of, you know, quick witty kind of thing. It doesn't seem natural. Like I said, okay, if you're going to take me out on a date, what would you do? How would you spend your money? Like, you know what I'm saying? It is you could, you know, some producer told him what to say. And I like how Taran Killam broke it down. Like, I like how Taran Killam was like, no, why don't you just, you know, why don't we just have a natural conversation? You know, like, and things like that. And then just the acting was so bad on purpose. Like, it was funny. It was a funny skit. You know. What would I like to say? What else was I going to say about this? Yeah, Taran Killam did his thing. Next. I tell you the best skit in this episode was the last one. That ice cream skit. That Kyle Mooney digital short. Oh my God. That was yes. I mean, this was better. This was on that level of that. Actually, no. Actually, this skit was better than the cartoon catchphrase skit. I was like, oh my god, Kyle Mooney, his acting in this skit was just, and he didn't even say anything, did he? See, this is acting. When you can make somebody laugh or you can make somebody feel what you're doing without even saying anything. Kyle Mooney, oh my god, his reaction to what Beck Bennett's character said, he just stared at him. And then he went into that, he blacked out, and then he started trying to figure out the joke, and he kind of, oh my god, that was hilarious, man. The whole premise, the setup, and then, oh my god, that should have been, forget what does the Fox say, this should have been the video that was passed around. And then Taron Killam came in there. Oh my god, it was so funny. And you know what made me laugh more about this is because like those fast food people, like they're really they're like this. You know, like I mean I know somebody that says, "Hey, I work at McDonald's." I'm not stupid. I'm not, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to say it like that. What I'm trying to say is like I know you've been, like, you know, you go to a fast food restaurant or you go to a little ice cream parlor or something, and the teenager or something or whatever behind the counter is just so slow, or they're just so like mush brain. And you say something, like if you say one joke or you say something that's kind of, haha, it looks like it's going to be rain or something, you know, I mean, even if it's not funny, you kind of know when somebody's kidding. And they always, their reaction is, huh? What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, oh my god, this actually happened to me. One time, I was just this fast food place called The Cookout. I don't know if they're in it's a chain. It's in North Carolina, but I don't know if it's in other, you know, if you're a podcast listener, I don't know if they have it in your city or state. But there's this place called The Cookout, and I ordered my food, and the woman, you know, on the cash register said, okay, that'll be such and such, such and such. And it was like, that wasn't right. It was too much. And I was like, oh, wait, hold up. That's, and she was like, oh, sorry, sir. That'll be, you know, she made a mistake. And I made a joke about her making a mistake. I said, wait a minute. I was going to say, that's too much. I was going to say, hey, scrape those little onions off. And then ring it back up. and it was, I mean, it's not that funny, but I mean, you know, I said it in kind of a kidding way. Like out of all these food items I just ordered, as if scraping off the onions on something is going to change the price. Like they're little chopped up onions. Like, wait a minute, I owe you this much? F that. Scrape them onions off, you know, so it could be less. And, you know, I mean, you get what I'm saying. But the woman at the counter did not, and she just kind of she looked at me the same way Kyle Mooney looked at them when he said, "You're gonna have to call an ambulance for me eating all this sugar." And she just, what? Huh? What? And it was, and I said, never mind, just thank you. And come again, sir. Have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, oh my god, that's real. All right. Overall, I did like this episode. Just because Kerry Washington hosted, I hope Lorne Michaels doesn't go, okay, well, that's that. You know what I'm saying? We got a black woman host. Now quit crying about the black. No, stop that. Hire a black woman. Actually, you know what? Take Brooks Wheelan, Mike O'Brien, Vanessa Bayer. Throw them out. Just get rid of them. And maybe John Milheiser. I don't know. I want to give him a chance, but still, get rid of them. Start over. Put about 10 black women in the cast, and pick 10 of them off my list of 24. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be like in Living Color. Well, it's still going to be funny, but it's going to. I'm telling you, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. How is Mike O'Brien? I don't understand it. How you said no to Callie Hawk, or did Callie Hawk say no to them? I don't know. I forgot how the story went. You said no to Nefetari Spencer. You said no to her, but you said yes to Mike O'Brien? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. Why? Oh yeah, also like I said, check out my list of 24 black comedians that should be in the cast of SNL. You know, I strongly agree. Um, let's see, what else I want to say? Oh yeah, I want to give another shout out to Southeast Hip Hop Magazine. They're great. Great articles, great reads. Click the link in the information box below. And alright, well yeah, that's it. Again, I'm just some guy named Jay. It's been the SNL Fan Podcast, and that's news to me.